Okay, in session 4, as promised in session 3, I'm going to show you how to do everything that we did with the cleanup, hopefully in one click. So let me save this file, save as Hypermesh model. I'll just save this as CAD fixed organized. We'll come back to this guy or girl. Let's go new. Let's start from our bad geometry again. So let me go File, Import, Geometry. Here's my plane. I think this is the bad one. Just use the defaults. Import. Okay, yeah, that looks like it's a little mushy. Perfect. All right, so obviously for the big things, it's going to be hard to ask, but there's a lot of little things in here that we can probably clean up in one go. And under geometry, so we'll still be under this geometry tab. The idea here is that we can do kind of just a batch cleanup, right? So if I have all that batch is really going to do for me is says, give me some surfaces, and if you open up some of the options here, it's going to say, what am I cleaning up to, right? So if you have a really coarse mesh, we have to clean up maybe a little less. If you have a really fine mesh, we can capture some of the features. So that's going to be based off that. Target element size, as I have no idea. Once again, measure from here to here. So once again, we're unitless, so this measurement could be feet, inches, meters, yards, miles. So 2.7, just to give an idea of something you might want to mesh to. So if we tried like a mesh size of 1, we'd only get about 3 elements through here. That might not be enough for the resolution that you want. So maybe we'll do a mesh size of, we don't want to go too small because we don't want it to take forever. Like 0.25, something like that. Get about 10 elements through here. 10, there. Yeah, let's just do 0.25. All right, so under D feature, we do have the ability to do this batch cleanup. It's asking for surfaces. Most of the time, you're just going to grab everything in your model. You can use Control A, and click and drag a box. Almost spilled the drink on my desk. Now what did I say? 0.25. Let's go 0.3 just to round up. Okay. So this is going to say, what do you want to do? Do you want to fix duplicate surfaces? Do you want to fix overlapping surfaces? Construction edges, so things that might have just been used to do some kind of geometry creation. Allow T connections, right? So there's all these little options in here. Sometimes it takes, just getting used to and playing with this a little bit. But in general, most of these are going to be fine by default. I'm going to hit auto cleanup. Once again, I would be surprised if it closed any of these big gaps, right? Because these are pretty glaring. But a lot of the things that we had to do in the last video, stitching, those type of operations, those kind of go away with this, right? So this is going to do some of that cleanup for us. Whoa, not good. Control Z, undo. Let's look at this again. Stitch edge tolerance within. There shouldn't be any. Yeah, this should all be fine. Auto cleanup. Target element size, maybe we need to go a little smaller. 0.1. Stitch edges within tolerance. Maybe this also needs to be 0.1. And we'll do the auto cleanup again. Like I said, might have to take 1 or 2 tries. Even the best of us can make Hypermesh do some things that we don't want it to do. We're all human. We learn. So once again, this will just go and clean up the process. And that's probably much better. So it's probably our issue. But what you can see here is obviously it didn't clear up the big gaps, but there were a lot of like little issues, little stitching things. I probably should have pointed some of those out at the beginning, but a lot of those have been fixed. Here, maybe allowing the T connections too, because technically I don't really want that to happen, right? So one more time, I'm going to Control Z, undo that, and come back here and say I don't want to allow T connections. Auto cleanup. This will be our last time, right? So once again, the big things we'll want to fix, try to fix with auto cleanup, and then we'll go back in. We can either create the surfaces or do some equivalencing to fill in the bigger gaps, right? Okay, so much better. So the T connections, we're just going to try to merge 3 surfaces into a single edge, which is not really what we want. Okie dokie. So everything looks nice in equivalence. Once again, go and fill in these holes and That's in the subsequent session. Okay. So is the auto cleanup tool, and we'll go ahead and pause this session here, and we'll do one more on geometry creation. I do want to show the addition of, say, like a dome or some type of antenna on our model.